You've already seen some of the different form types using the quick create commands: single form, split form, continuous form, and datasheet form. You can also create other form types in Access. If you haven't already, make sure you've selected the table report groups in the navigation pane. Click the Create button if you haven't already. Then what I'd like you to do is go up here and click the Pivot Chart button. The Pivot Chart button can create a pivot chart view of your data. Now right now, you would have to spend some time building a pivot chart form, and what it would do, it would graph the data in your table. You can use this form to create a graphical representation of your data. What I'd like you to do now is go ahead and close this one, but don't save. Now go back to the Create tab, click More Forms, and you'll see an option in here that says Modal Dialog. Go ahead and click this option. What you see in front of you is actually a blank form grid. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that Access has created an OK and a Cancel button, just like you would for a pop-up screen. And what do I mean by a pop-up screen? Let me close this and give you a quick example. Scroll down the navigation pane until you come to the Forms area, and double-click on this one, Form Welcome. You should probably recognize this one. Every time you open this database, this is the form that comes up on the screen. You'll recall that as we open forms, they're usually displayed with a tab in the left corner of the object window. This particular form is a free-floating form. You can click the title bar and you can actually drag it around the workspace, and you don't see a tab for this. This is what we usually refer to as a pop-up or modal dialog form. Go ahead and close this one now. Next, go all the way back up to the Tables group in the navigation pane, and then single-click on Table Report Groups. Click Create. Under More Forms, you're going to see one more option that I'd like to talk about right now. This is Pivot Table. Similar to the Pivot Chart, the Pivot Table one can provide a graphical representation of your data, but it doesn't do it with graphs. It just does it with a data grid. Let's go ahead and close this one, and don't save. As you can see, you have lots of options in terms of form types. Depending upon the data that you have and your personal preferences, you may want to choose one style over another. If you have a lot of fields in one table, the continuous form may not work too well because the continuous form will have fields going horizontally across the screen. And in that case, you'd have to be scrolling quite a bit.